what's up, guys, and welcome back to the Geek Street, where the street speaks. Once again, my name is Jazz, and I have my buddy Sean, Eric, and Harvin over here. Say hi, guys.
It's
Hello.
alright.
Okay, so finally, Harvin is here after missing from 2 episodes. So, Harvin, where did you go missing up before this?
I just got caught up with things and stuff. Some personal issues also, so yeah.
Oh, okay. Thoughts and prayers to Harvin.
What's that?
Was it what I told earlier?
No, definitely not. It's applicable to you though.
Okay.
Sean, you want to explain to our audiences what you were talking about earlier?
No. No. I think we'll get deep.
Great.
Even the internet also doesn't want to allow Sean to say what he wants to say. It's okay, we'll just leave it as that. So the reason we are here is to talk about Obi-Wan Episode 6, which is also the final episode of the series. There Eric got his Star Wars baju. Unfortunately, I had some laundry problem with my Star Wars t-shirt, so I have to end up with Spider-Man. So let's just assume that Spider-Man is part of the Star Wars universe.
No,
Multiverse.
Multiverse. So he's slinging his webs in a galaxy far away. So yeah, Obi-Wan Episode 6. I think it delivered what we were expecting because throughout the series we had a lot of theories, and I think most of the theories that we came up with was actually right. We hit it right on point. I can see Eric showing that kind of face when I say that's something we are expecting. So Eric, tell me, what do you think about?
why you ask me?
Because he did the face look.
So you choose to ask me. You can ask all of them first.
Tell.
Don't feel like saying.
Oh, hey, this is not some rehab center where you can just pass it out.
I will go last. Can I go last?
Okay, let
Let
Eric
me go
go
last,
last.
yeah.
Okay, Harvin, what do you think?
Of this whole episode.
Yeah, of episode 6.
For me, I think this whole episode was this was what we actually wanted, and this was the whole baseline of it was Obi-Wan confronting Anakin and saying, "I'm sorry, I wasn't there for you when you needed me and to guide you for everything," and to show how Anakin feels when when whatever he wants to do, he could not do it because they were still having this barrier between master and Padawan. Because he's always his thought process always, he goes according to what he's according. He doesn't go according what a Jedi would, how wise a Jedi would be, like how Obi-Wan was, that kind of thing. So those kind of interaction, and like I said before, this was the whole base of it. So but this whole episode made me feel like all the episodes became a filler episodes. So this was the main thing that we actually needed from the conclusion that we all carry in our hearts for this very long time. So I was very happy with what they pulled off in this final episode.
Okay, nice, Harvin, nicely said. Sean, what about you?
Arvind said everything that I wanted to say. So I got nothing to say. But they could have guessed this episode and I would have been very happy. You don't need that whole, long story until you get to the point where you needed to get to. So they could have done this in a 3-episode series, lah. That's what I say.
Yeah, true, makes sense. But they have to give that build up, I guess.
No,
And
but-
also follow
I think
contract.
it was like 6 weeks of wasted time. To get to this point. So okay, it's a good journey, lah. I appreciate Disney for doing this and filling in the gaps.
Yes. Thank you very much, Disney. So do sponsors. Okay, now Eric.
You know why I wanted to go last?
Why?
Because I'm probably going to be opposite of all of you.
Yeah, there
Oh.
you go.
Okay, as a fanboy, as a guy who watch all the Star Wars movie and wear a Star Wars t-shirt, I think it was amazing because you get to see another scene recaptured of Obi-Wan fighting Anakin, and I told last episode that we will see Anakin's face through the helmet, and we did. We get to see all the cool scenes. Get to see Luke. We get to see Palpatine. We get to see Qui-Gon. As a fanboy, as a person who's been watching all the 7 films, sorry, nine films, you can relate. You will find it damn interesting, damn good. You get to see everything. But when you think about the plot and you think about how that whole episode went, it was very draggy. We had a lot of scenes where it was just waiting for sceneries. We had a lot of scenes of just waiting what's gonna happen. Like I think when Obi-Wan was gonna park his fright before he saw Leia for the last time, that scene took 15 seconds just parking, and I actually skipped it. I realized because I actually skipped it, I was like, why is this taking so draggy? Why is this taking so long? As in the sense of plot, right? It felt so simple. It was just him facing Anakin, and then on the other side, there's like Reva going after Luke, and that's it. That's the only plot we get. And then after that, Reva just like changed. Like it's true what we all theorized, that she was one of the girls and she didn't want to be another Anakin. And then that was it. We never saw what happened to her. Any closure? What's gonna happen next? Nothing. So the plot kind of like, kind of doesn't feel so nice. And then when they were trying to escape, Obi-Wan says very solemnly, like, you know what, I'm just gonna go split ways and face him myself. And then he just go face, and then suddenly he just wakes up, think about Leia, and then he got ultimate strength and just like out of nowhere, without any training, without any practice. It doesn't. The plot just doesn't make sense. And then they gave us all these Easter eggs and this reference to sweeten us up, especially the ending. Oh, hello there, and you can see him holding his laugh so bad. You can see him holding his laugh so bad. If you actually Google about Evan, a lot of people say that Evan was the problem of this whole series. You can actually read it up lah. A lot of people didn't like how Evan acted in this series. Like, he was trying so hard. So to me as a fanboy, I loved it. But as a person who's been watching episode 1 until episode 6, I didn't like it. If you ask me to watch episode 6 alone, I would have liked it. But just because I've been following it through, I didn't enjoy it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's it for our episode. Thank you.
Yeah, I wanted to say the same thing. Thank you, Eric, for breaking down episode 6.
Bye, guys.
Okay, goodbye, guys. Okay, so anyways, Eric practically did a mini breakdown, but if you guys are still interested to listen to our breakdown, we still have things to talk about. So yeah, let's jump into Obi-Wan episode 6. Okay, so episode 6 starts in Tatooine. So basically, Reva comes looking for Luke, and I think that bully guy who takes the water, I think he's the same guy that was the manager or the supervisor in the meat cutting industry, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So he's like, oh, got anything to say? The typical bully thing. And so Reva goes and asks the vendor about Owen, and she looks for him. At the same time, they also show the rebels cruiser, the cruiser which they were all escaping in, is being chased by the Imperial Star Destroyer. For an Imperial Star Destroyer that is that huge, like a base, you would think that they would have rotating guns that can actually, turn and shoot rather than shooting straight.
No, the whole time I was thinking, because as you can see, the ship was actually below the Star Destroyer, right? So I was thinking, why isn't there a gun below the Star Destroyer to shoot also? Yeah. It's such a big ship.
And you would think that they have like target locking system rather than just blindly shooting straight and and the best part, Darth Vader just says increased firepower, like as if it's good. like do the job, basically it's just shooting into blank space while the ship is in the middle. But anyways, that's Star Wars blaster logic. They can never hit the heroes. So anyways, they are escaping to the planet Tesson, and also you see that the thing about this episode, it's kind of nice that they were switching in between stories, so that they show two different stories happening simultaneously. But of course, for a breakdown, it's a little difficult. But I'll try to talk about like one story and the other story. I mean, of course, you guys watched it, so So yeah, we see a young Luke. Of course, we've seen him before, but he didn't really play much role. But this time, he didn't really play much role this time also.
No, I honestly I just want to touch upon this Luke whole thing because Luke Skywalker has been the base of the whole Star Wars saga. So I mean, we've seen in the original trilogy, then the present trilogy, and then we even see in the Mandalorian. So in terms of Leia, the scope has been a bit little. It's been always been on Luke's shadow. There's no bigger purpose. So I really like that they portrayed more of Leia than Luke. Like they give her more purpose in this storyline. So I think it's fine, and I think they intentionally did that way because they want to show more of Leia. I think they want to put Luke on a back seat, like let him like chill. Like you had enough of your fame.
So yeah, we see Grand Philly, and I think this is the first time we get to see a closer look at Baru. Because in earlier on we didn't get to see it properly. Of course, it's played by the same actress, Bonnie P.S. If I'm pronouncing it correctly. She and Joel Edgerton, both as Baru and Owen. They are not new actors. In the Star Wars franchise, they've actually acted as the Lars family even during the prequels itself. So yeah, it's nice to see the same characters coming. Like I mentioned, that's one thing about Disney. Disney will always bring back the same characters if they can. That's what I like. And yeah, we see their house, the moisture farm. I think during the prequel we got an inside look of it, and this time also we get to reminiscent back how beautiful the moisture farm looks like. Of course, for those of you who wants to know, this is a place you can actually visit. There's actually a restaurant over there. It's called Hotel CD Dris is in Matmata. So that's where they shot this whole Star Wars thing. So if you're planning to visit, you guys can go and visit. You get Star Wars food over there as well. And Baru mentions to Owen that because Owen finds out that Reva is coming looking for Luke, right? And Baru, she seems so calm about it. For a farm girl, she seemed really calm, and she's prepared. She takes out her gun, from a hidden place, and then she's like, "Oh, she will come at night, so we need to take our position." So it's like, wow, did she have any military experience? Like she's instructing Owen on what to do and everything. But of course, I looked it up. Baru didn't really have military experience, but maybe she's just a really tough woman.
No, I think because they all know that Luke is Anakin's son, so they know, and Anakin Luke himself is 10 years, so you have to imagine they took care of him for 10 years, and these 10 years is like a threat to them if they ever came. So I think it's in preparation for these 10 years in case if anything happens, if they come after Luke.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just imagining they do like drill training, like, oh, there's a stormtrooper. Hi. Evasive maneuvers.
That was damn lame.
Hey, but they all laugh. They laugh. Eric is just grumpus.
Oh, that was damn lame.
So yeah, back to the Rebels cruiser. So Obi-Wan says that he wants to return the favor by escaping. Because he says that it is he who Darth Vader wants. So before he escapes, he gives Leia Tella's gun holster. So this one is something that I missed out on mentioning. You'll see Leia touching on the bunch of lines on the holster, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but those lines are the number of people that she saved correct? Or is it the number of people that she killed? I don't think it's the number of people that she killed because I'm pretty sure she killed a lot of people. But because in the previous episode, she will hold the gun and she say that this is her way of redemption. So I'm thinking like in the holster she notes down how many people she saved. So that's why Obi-Wan gave that holster to Leia as a sense of hope. I don't think he'll give Leia something. Oh, this is how many people she killed. She give it to herself. So yeah, I really think because the amount of people that she saved. And then right after Obi-Wan talks to Qui-Gon again, and he mentions that it's either him or Anakin that dies. But of course, we already knew what's the outcome. The outcome came out in 1977 itself, so we practically like sort of can see the future. But this episode was sort of like foreshadowing. I think the moment when Obi-Wan talks to my Master Qui-Gon like that, right? I guess we already know that Qui-Gon is going to appear because you know why? I think the previous three episodes there was no mention about Master, I need your help or anything. It was like the first two episodes, and then like in between there's nothing, and suddenly in this episode, so it's like okay, they're foreshadowing that Qui-Gon is going to come. So I think the character Roken, he might have more roles to play in future Star Wars productions. I wouldn't say very big roles, but I think he may be a consistent character because when Obi-Wan says that you're a leader and people follow you, and Roken just says, "I'm just getting started." So like probably his life story is just getting started. So
Yeah, I mean, the moment when I heard the dialogue, because I immediately thought about the next series which is coming out, Endor, and Endor actually takes place 5 years after this particular timeline now, like from here 5 years, because the rebellion begins just 2-3 years before A New Hope, the whole rebellion and stuff like that. So Endor takes place after this timeline, so we can see Roken, maybe popping out in that movie as a part of the rebel leader and stuff like
Wait,
that.
Endor is after Rogue One or before Rogue One?
Endor is before Rogue One.
Okay. Way before that, right?
Yeah.
If way before, shouldn't what's the guy's name? The main actor be very young.
Not to say way before lah. I would say because Rogue One is right before A New Hope. Endor's 5 years before A New Hope, at least five, 3 years before A New
So that
Hope.
means Leia must be grown up already, lah.
Yeah, teenage.
she should be.
She would be a teenage lah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now let's move on. So, when Roken says that, Obi-Wan, he escapes using an escape pod, and of course, Vader being Vader.
Yes, before you move on, because I don't think we're going to touch upon this particular character anymore. I just want to say this. I honestly think they did Kumail Nanjiani's character dirty. I feel like they just, such a good actor, experienced actor, but then his play was just very, honestly, nothing. And after episode 2, you see his appearance, he just comes to have conversation. Besides that, there's nothing else. So I feel like that was very a disappointment to me, honestly.
What do you expect him to turn into an Eternal or what?
No, but give a character, because he's there for just conversation purpose, and all was just nothing big. It's just something mighty. Could give, because there's the one particular dialogue he will say that I will bring Leia safely to Alderaan at the end. That kind of thing. That kind of movement, at least that or something else. But there was just honestly nothing out of him.
No lah, I think he just has a contract obligation, and then they had to put him in just to fulfill that contract obligation, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, like they probably wasted that character lah. I would say, like he didn't have much big role to play, and yeah, like Sean said, he just appear, have some minor role in it, and that's all. But I mean, yeah, I think it's still a good thing that at least he appeared for a few episodes, So yeah, let's move on. So Vader being Vader, he insists to follow Obi-Wan, so he follows Obi-Wan, and also happening simultaneously at the same time, Reva arrives at the Owen's home, at night. Of course, looking very disheveled. This time you can see that uh, she doesn't look as clean and tip top as how she looked. Her hair was all messy. It kind of shows the contrast of how she was as an inquisitor and how she is now being abandoned and just trying to take her revenge. So yeah, she comes disheveled. She tries to get a hold of Luke. Of course, Baru and Owen they ambush her. Like I said, they had this drill training. They knew where to hide and everything. They probably had like a monthly drill training, and but somehow she still managed to get a hold of Luke. She chased him up into the desert, and she managed to get a hold of him. And aside from that, on the planet, on this unknown planet, Obi-Wan landed, and Vader comes after him. I like how this time Obi-Wan seems more confident to face him. Like no more scared and everything. The first thing he does, not the first thing, he just comes, like with his hair combed back. I think you can see that how they portray the confidence level when Obi-Wan wasn't confident. His hair was just like covering his face, like he was like. But this time he's like, let's do this, that kind of thing.
I
And
mean, it's all part of the character portrayal. I think both of you, we studied, we know that is how you want to show whether he's scared, all the build up to the character portrayal. And before that, I think the particular shot where you see Obi-Wan and when Darth Vader comes off from the ship, and the wide shot of the whole atmosphere, I think was just amazing. I think I think I can have that as a wallpaper. It's just very reminiscing.
Okay, so yeah, moving on. I like this part where you see, this whole episode, this whole series is about Obi-Wan running away from Darth Vader and Darth Vader chasing him, right? Okay. When Darth Vader comes out from his ship, he says, "Are you here to kill me, Obi-Wan?" Can you imagine me and Obi-Wan like, "Hey, you were chasing me the whole time, and now you come and asking me that I'm here to kill you."
So now you all get me about the whole plot.
Yeah. But no, at the same time, I can understand when Darth Vader asked that, it's not that that because it didn't make sense or what, but because he saw the change in confidence that Obi-Wan had. So this time, Obi-Wan didn't just run away, but he came to confront him. So that's why Darth Vader says like, "Oh, okay, you're here to kill me."
No, how would his face expression be inside the helmet then?
In the helmet, when Obi-Wan comes out all ready to
Yes.
fight. Are you here to kill me, Obi-Wan? I can imagine that's how Darth Vader's face will be. So yeah, when he asked that, "Are you here to destroy me?" Yeah, he asked that, and yeah, they immediately go into an epic battle. Obi-Wan says he must do what he has to, and they go into this awesome battle. I think if they had a little more lighting, it would have been nice because like you see in the movie episode 3 when they fight on Mustaffar, it looked damn cool because the scene was bright.
Yeah.
The background is bright. This one, it was nice. It was focusing more on the lightsaber shots, and you can also see the strength in Obi-Wan and the weakness in Darth Vader. Because the first time when they encountered, Vader was just using one hand, right? He was using one hand to fight Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan using both hands. But this time, even Obi-Wan was using one hand. And of course, when they need to, they use two hands. But Vader was like holding two hands, and there was one scene. If you look closely, when they focus on Obi-Wan, you can see Vader just holding the lightsaber, and it's like, like really like taking his grip. So it's like.
No, but I just want to say about that whole fight scene also. It was kind of messy. Don't you think so? Like I feel like the shots they took were suddenly close up, then Obi-Wan spins, then suddenly behind Obi-Wan, then Vader spins, then suddenly it's like the other side of the angle. Like it felt a bit messy and discoordinated. in some way. I think they were trying to like amp up the scenes a bit, but they went a bit too much. It was very close up, then suddenly like we're here, and then suddenly we're like there, and then you can like maybe during filming there was like a lot of cutscenes that they had to go through. I don't know lah, but you know, all of us will be comparing to the ones that we saw in Revenge of the Sith. That is just godlike lah, no, nothing comparable here. But I don't know, I feel like the scene was a bit messy when it came to this particular scene where they had to a lot of spinning and a lot of holding, dueling, and the camera was just everywhere, jumping here, jumping there. So that
I personally I'm not a fan of a lot of cuts. I prefer long takes where you can absorb into the scene, you know. So yeah, I agree with you. When there's too many cuts, sometimes you don't understand what's going on, especially when it's dark and you're just trying to see what's happening and what. So yeah, they go into a battle, and of course, like Sean mentioned, you know, it's like a throwing stones at each other battle. And when Darth Vader crushes Obi-Wan down in the ground, right? I'm not sure if this is Qui-Gon helping him, because okay, later we'll talk about it, because Qui-Gon said that he was there, but I don't know which part he was there. But it felt like Obi-Wan was doing it himself, you know. Of course, first he was in full of doubt with Anakin's voice and Darth Vader's voice telling how he damaged him up and everything, and then he used Luke and Leia and gave himself hope to rise against Darth Vader. That's why Episode 4 is called A New Hope, because Luke and Leia were the new hope to take down the Empire. Yeah. So yeah, New Hope, and he comes up from the ground, and they go into another fight again. And while they go into another fight, and suddenly Obi-Wan became this anime character where he just lifts his hand and all these bunch of stones just and. But that was really cool, because I think I could really feel the weight of the rocks, especially when they show it hitting Darth Vader. It may look like something light, but I actually felt it. After throwing all those bunch of rocks, you know, Darth Vader is at his weakest moment. I don't think we've actually seen him in this state, and especially when Obi-Wan just slices his mask open. The same kind of scene, you know, Arvind.
In Star Wars. That one was encounter between Ahsoka and Darth Vader. This is here, and that I think that's the only amazing way which you can see Anakin. I think if you remove the helmet, I think it would have been very reminiscent to the original trilogy where, you know, he removed the helmet, right? I mean, even though it's Hayden Christensen, but it's a very good thing that he went out this round. They showed just, you know, a little bit of, so you can still feel Darth Vader, not Anakin, you know, you can still feel Darth Vader. So yeah, I think that was a good thing that he did there.
Yeah, I mean, especially to all those fans out there, because even for me myself, when I watch it, right, when I watch Star Wars, I cannot imagine Anakin being in Darth Vader's suit, because Darth Vader is a whole entire character. It's not even Anakin's voice; it's James Earl Jones' voice. Yeah. So when they did this, it actually gave us the opportunity to absorb and accept the fact that, you know, this is Anakin Skywalker in Darth Vader suit. Even when they did the voice, how the voice distorts between the suit's synthesizer and his actual voice, and how it just changes, it breaks that reality, you know, that we once knew them as two different characters, but they are actually the same person. So yeah, it's really, really cool. So in the distorted voice, you know, and then Obi-Wan, you can actually see Obi-Wan's face full of regret, saying that that's the one Harvin was talking about earlier, saying that he's really sorry he wasn't there and everything. And Anakin sort of helped, I can see sort of helped Obi-Wan, saying that, you know, it's not your fault, I did it. I'm the one that killed Anakin, and it was all me. And I guess it is a very cool Easter egg this line because if you watch Star Wars: A New Hope, Obi-Wan actually tells Luke that Darth Vader killed his father. Right? He didn't say that his father died or anything, that Darth Vader killed his father. So this actually showed you that Darth Vader killed Anakin, his inner self. So yeah.
This particular moment when Obi-Wan is saying sorry, regretting, I felt that way. Like I think all the fans would have felt that because, like I said before when we were discussing about it, this was what we were waiting for, and all just poured it out. Even I even came because that scene was just very moving because he let it out, so he was able to make Obi-Wan move on from there. And how you just said also, Anakin in a way, of course he said it for himself, but in a way it helped Obi-Wan to forget about that. You're no more, you're no more my brother. I'm moving on from that this particular thing. Yeah.
I think it's safe to say that it's official that among the four of us, I'm the dark side, and all of you are the light side, because all of you are talking about Obi-Wan, whereas me, the whole scene that time, I was just focusing on Anakin because you could see his rage despite being defeated, despite being told sorry. He was still so filled with rage that when the distortion happens, you can hear two different tone of voices. One is just Vader's normal tone, and then his voice just going upscale and going full on rage, especially towards the end when he screams Obi-Wan. Oh, that was damn sick. That was damn sick. So you can actually focus his eyes, and that scene was so good that they actually used the sabers as lighting as well. When it's time of sadness and when Obi-Wan is talking and Anakin is absorbing, it was blue, But the minute Vader says it was me who killed Anakin, you can see how his eyes when he's on the dark side, it becomes the yellow, that Palpatine eyes yellow. You can see that yellow with the reflection of the red saber. Oh shit, that was damn cool. Damn cool. And I was just focusing on Anakin the whole time. I didn't care about Obi-Wan because we never seen this Anakin before. That 50-50 split, the real man behind the suit, and what drives him to be Vader. So that scene was damn cool. So it's safe to say, like, among the four of us, I'm the one meant to be on the dark side.
I was about to compliment Darth Vader. You take it.
Yeah, we never jump between Darth Vader yet.
I devote myself to the Darth Vader.
No.
There's no way of that.
You do not get to choose. The dark side chooses you.
But seriously, I mean, I really love that part where that last part when Anakin just shouts with those two distorted voice. You can actually feel the pain and torment. It's like Obi-Wan, because you always see Darth Vader talk so calm and collect. Like, are you here to destroy me? Please come have a seat or something. But yeah.
Honestly, I think you should give your portfolio to Lucasfilm. I think you're doing a lot of character roles here. You're doing your portfolio here itself for what?
I'll tell them okay, you have Darth Vader. Can I be like the behind the scenes of Darth Vader, and I just do all these reactions of how Darth Vader is behind this helmet? That'd be damn funny. So yeah, Darth Vader is just left abandoned, wheezing at the floor, and Obi-Wan and this time you can see he doesn't call him Anakin anymore. He just says, "So my brother is dead. Goodbye, Darth." And he just.
I don't know why they call him Darth though. Why didn't call Vader?
I think Darth is like position, right?
Yeah.
So
No, okay. When he called him Darth, like you say, his position means Obi-Wan still has respect for him, respects his power, respects his position in the Empire. So does that mean that Obi-Wan respects the Empire?
No, it just seemed
why
just
Darth?
Because he's in a high position, so it's like you are in a high position, not respect you. That is who you're going to be. So I'll call you that. You want to choose this thing because everyone has a Darth Maul, Darth City. Everyone's
okay.
a Darth.
You think you think it this way. He knows Anakin as Anakin. Like now I know you Eric as Eric. Suddenly you ask me to call you Arvind, I'm not going to call you Arvind. But if you're a lieutenant and I'm like, I hate you like so long, lieutenant. But I'm not gonna like Arvind.
That's if you hate me, then you call me lieutenant.
No, I think that at that point, Obi-Wan realizes that he has lost Anakin forever, and he accepts that this is no longer his young Padawan. So hence that distance between them lah.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think that's the reason why.
that one we know, Sean. We are asking why is he called Darth instead of Vader? Why
Yeah,
would
yeah,
he-
yeah. I
Probably
mean,
because he
using
wants
the
to be
term,
called Vader.
yeah, I mean, using the term like Darth, like it's like showing a distance between both of them lah. Like, like he doesn't see him as Anakin anymore. So, though you can't call him Anakin, you can't call him bro, you call him Darth lah.
But you
No,
can call him
it's-
Vader,
So,
what?
yeah.
That, yeah.
So you are a Darth now.
he could not
Yeah.
he could not become a master, like a master of Jedi, but he became a Darth. Darth is a high position of a master in the dark side, right? So it's a Darth lah. So he's a master, Darth. Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, if you guys have any different ideas, make sure to put in the comments below. And now we'll move to the next scene.
Oh, interesting. Okay, wait. Before you go there,
Okay.
I'm not the only one who's wondering why Obi-Wan calls him Darth.
So there's a
so
Reddit
they-
forum.
Yeah, and I'm not.
No, there are more Erics out there.
Actually, they maintain to do this because Obi-Wan calls him Darth in A New Hope, so they just decided to stick with it.
So he
yeah.
doesn't call him Vader.
Because in New Hope there's no rank yet. They don't know what's the canon yet. What in A New Hope, so they thought his name was still Darth Vader. So they just stick with Darth as his first name and Vader second name. So when he came to this one, if he calls him Vader, then he won't, in line with A New Hope. So they have to continue with Darth. Yeah.
I've been waiting for you, Obi-Wan. We meet again at last. The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master.
Only a master of evil, Darth.
Yeah, okay, now moving on to the next scene. This is where Obi-Wan left the place and he senses that Luke is in danger. So you can see he actually keeps in tap with everyone. He keeps in tap with Leia, Luke, even Anakin. He's force sensitive towards everyone. And Reva, who got hold of Luke, she wanted to kill Luke, but then she couldn't, because when she wanted to kill him, she has flashbacks of Anakin, and it's really cool when they showed Anakin's evil face from a low position to show that like he's above you and he's like in the high ground and killing people.
High ground.
Yeah, because they didn't really focus much on that kind of scene in Revenge of the Sith. So yeah, this one actually
Because he
showed-
had the low ground.
because he had the low ground. Oh my god, yeah. So this POV from a young child's point of view, seeing how Anakin is, it's really nice. So in the end, she decides that she couldn't carry on with killing Luke, and she sobs and cries, and she's a reformed person now. So Obi-Wan says that like what she did, she honored whoever that died. So I'm not really sure what happens to the people who are entombed in that amber chamber in that sea base. But I mean, maybe they might focus it on in the next season or something, if there is a season 2. Okay, so yeah, after that whole thing with Reva and everything, we go back to Alderaan. So in Alderaan, Leia wears the holster that belonged to Tala, and she also wears the gloves that Obi-Wan bought her. Oh yeah! Before that Alderaan thing, I forgot the scene in Mustaffar. Yeah, so I okay. The reason why I skipped it because I felt like that scene of Mustafa should have been the last ending scene, sort of like an end credit scene. That would have been really cool. The part where Darth Vader speaks to Darth Sidious. Okay, Darth Sidious, ex-Emperor Palpatine. I'm not sure if it's the same actor. If any of you guys know, I didn't do my research on that part. But yeah, we see Darth Sidious, who is not as ugly as the Sidious we see from Revenge of the Sith. But yeah, and even he hinted that that Vader might have sympathy towards Obi-Wan, because he say perhaps your feelings towards Obi-Wan weakened you. And then that's when Vader says, no, you are the only master. and Kenobi means nothing. I think that was the point where where Vader decides that Obi-Wan is nothing to him anymore. I think before this he still had some sort of empathy.
No. That was like telling your current girlfriend that your ex-girlfriend doesn't mean anything to you. It sounded like that, It's like, no, master, you're the only one.
No, I will agree. I will agree with Jess because if you all focus on one very thing, the soundtrack that they put throughout the whole series, they didn't put Darth Vader's music, except for that point when he says that Obi-Wan means nothing. Then Sidious says something when off the hologram, and then he just sits there on his throne and they play that song. So I agree with Jess. I think that's the point where he says, okay, you know what, Obi-Wan, I don't know who's Obi-Wan, I'm gonna be Vader and rule the Empire, that's all.
So on back to Alderaan, Obi-Wan comes to visit Leia and the Organa family, and he mentions that she got all these gifts, the bravery and
Okay, wait. So he didn't remove memory.
Yeah, he didn't remove her memory. But you see how they play with sentences. He didn't have to remove her memory. Okay, but when Leia asked, "Will I ever see you again?" he said, "Maybe someday," from a tired old man. So this actually shows that even if there will be a season 2, it won't focus on Leia. Okay, the story will just straight shoot to A New Hope, because he said from tired old man, and he said we must be careful. No one could know about their relationship. So probably this is why when Leia asks Obi-Wan for help, she doesn't mention about her personal relationship with him, but she says, "You once worked with my father, and now I need your help."
I have question.
Tell me what you think.
How
about
does she know that R2D2 will go to Obi-Wan? And how does she send the message through? She sent the message to R2D2, right? Yeah. How does she know that the message should go through R2? Okay, how does she know that R2D2 will send a message to Obi-Wan when she doesn't know where Obi-Wan is?
No, that's how BB-8 also detected previously. Wait, calm down. That's how BB-8, because BB-8 also carried the map, but they don't know where the location all is, but they will go. They are sent to that place. That's how Leia will send the coordinates to this one. She will eject the ship, right? C-3PO and R2D2, right? She knows the location. That's why she sent to.
Yeah, but how does she know the location? That's my question. Because they never met. What if by our theory, by the time they say goodbye until A New Hope, they never met. Until Rogue One, they've never met again. So like, how does she know the location? Because I'm very sure Obi-Wan won't speak to Organas about his location, right? Because I think he pretty much wants to continue looking after Luke. So like, how does she know?
Oh, okay. You see, Bail Organa knows where Luke is.
Yeah.
Organas know where Luke is. So even Bail Organa came to Tatooine to meet up with Obi-Wan, even though Obi-Wan is in hiding and is in isolation. So in a way, they keep tabs on each other. They know where they are, but they just elude conversation. So if Leia becomes a senator and everything, Bail Organa would have told her, like, if you need help, you have your old friend. He's hiding in this island in the caves over there. Just don't get in touch with him unless it's an emergency.
Yeah, that's what exactly Obi-Wan tells to Bail Organa at the ending of the episode also.
Yeah.
If you need me, you know where to find me.
Yeah. So they know where he is.
He just play by understanding my mind.
My theory was actually going to Lola, or that Lola that Obi-Wan fixed and gives back to Leia. Because the way the camera pans out to Lola and in towards Lola, it's like towards the end, especially as Obi-Wan walks, it's like something is given to Lola. Like Lola is supposed to be some significance. I don't know, but that was my thinking lah.
Can the theory also can play out that way also. Never know.
Because we never know.
Yeah.
So but the story still doesn't end there. There's still more. So Obi-Wan leaves his cave, the cave that he was earlier at, and he meets Luke. and he gives Luke the T-16 Skyhopper because when he first gave it to Luke and Owen threw it, right. So I thought maybe that's not the T-16 that Luke has in A New Hope, but turns out that is the one. And that line that all of us were expecting.
Hello there.
So yeah, he says hello there, and he takes his EP and he goes into the canyon. So this is a canyon where Luke was raided by the Tuskens. No, not Luke. Luke and R2D2 and C-3PO, if I'm not mistaken, in A New Hope, got raided, and then Obi-Wan come like, so yeah, he goes into the valley, and Liam Neeson back as Master Qui-Gon. All of us were expecting this. He finally appeared. Not much role, but just
for what 12 or 15 seconds.
Yeah, just for him to come and say that I've always been there, but you just couldn't see. So now I'm trying to think, like, at which part did Qui-Gon actually help Obi-Wan? Like, do you guys know? Do you have any theory?
No, did he actually say help?
No, he didn't say help.
No, he said he's always there, but he just didn't see him. Right?
Yeah. So if he's always there, what was he doing?
Just standing and watching, huh?
No lah, maybe he hasn't tapped into that much of the Force to to see him. Yeah, that was what I got out of it lah.
What it means is not Obi-Wan cannot see him. Master Qui-Gon himself, he haven't entirely got to master the Force Ghost thing. He's more like a Force spirit, so there's a very distorted kind of thing. So even when he goes away, he just like goes a very distorted version of it. So it's just a matter of how Obi-Wan even more can he connect with Qui-Gon. That's why he could actually see him in this particular second for a while. But after that, because if you remember in Revenge of the Sith, Master Yoda will tell to Obi-Wan that he was in the process of learning. He was learning that thing. He didn't master the whole thing yet. So you have to go there with Master Qui-Gon and learn, and then after that you have to proceed with all your stuff and whatever. Yeah.
For me, I think it actually means more than that, because don't tell me that the whole story was Qui-Gon trying to appear like, hey, I'm here. Because when you see throughout the series, Obi-Wan kept consulting Qui-Gon. It's not that he wants to see Qui-Gon, but he asked for Qui-Gon's help, for his consult, to advise him and everything. But then at the end, Qui-Gon says, I've always been there, but you just couldn't see. So it's sort of like meaning like, I've always been by your side, but you just didn't see it. So maybe Qui-Gon actually assisted with Obi-Wan to gain his strength. Maybe the memories with Leia and Luke. I feel like it had to play a part lah. Or not, it's just wasted to just say that, I was trying so hard to come into the physical world, and poof, here I am. You can see.
No. I don't think that's what it means. I agree with you in the sense that yes. Though if we go back to what Yoda said to Obi-Wan in Revenge of the Sith, he said that you will go into training, right? So I think this is where the training begins, right? So I think like what Qui-Gon was saying, that I've been here. He says that you couldn't see me. He says that I believe Obi-Wan didn't tap strong enough into the Force to be able to see to see Qui-Gon, right? Because of all the distractions that he had and how weak he was, because he couldn't forget what happened to Anakin. He thought he was dead. And what happened to the lives of Luke and Leia, and things. So there's so many things that went on that, so until now that he already like disowned his Padawan, right, that he can be able to move on lah, and hence then he's gained that strength, gained that enough force that he sees Qui-Gon at the end. So something like that.
I agree with Sean because now he starts his training. Only after 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, now he starts his training, and we have to take into account what Qui-Gon says at the end. He says, "If we have come,"
Qui-Gon.
what Qui-Gon says at the end. He says, "Come, we have a long journey ahead," or something like that, right? So that means that the training starts there. The training starts then until when Obi-Wan dies lah.
So it means before this Obi-Wan was just by himself, but only now.
Yeah.
Now his training really starts with Qui-Gon.
Okay, yeah, it makes more sense that way. Okay, so yeah, I think we really had a good time breaking down this thing. Again, if you guys have anything that you think that we might have missed out, or any thoughts that you guys have, leave it in your comments below. And yeah, let's just wait until the next maybe Miss Marvel. Yeah, we have Miss Marvel, so make sure to catch us on our Miss Marvel breakdown next, and hopefully for future Star Wars series as well. And yeah, make sure to like and subscribe our YouTube channel, The Geek Street, and also follow us on Instagram and Facebook, thegeekstreet.my, and also on our Discord channel, which is in the description below. We have our own Discord community where we basically speak about anything Marvel and Star Wars and share Star Wars memes. I think I'll be sharing more memes of Darth Vader. Like that. Yeah, so this is the Geek Street, and the street has spoken. May the force be with you. Good night and bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye.